ways to go. Like an AP to go through.
What's the procedure, or the protocol, whatever you wanna call it, when somebody screws up the town hall? How's it handled?
What do you mean? Screws
Say
up.
that again?
Like a town clerk screws up, or the deputy clerk screws up, or how does that get handled? Who knows about it?
As far as any disciplinary is what
Yeah.
you're talking about? What recently happened?
What's
Okay.
the steps taken
Yeah.
so it doesn't happen again?
You go into executive session, you bring them into executive session. It's just like what it should be done any place, business-wise. You know, if it's somewhat minor, somewhat everyday type occurrence, simple direction, you know, a verbal correction should be done first. If that's not done, or if it warrants, it's a little more serious, you can do a written verbal warning. So there's a record of the verbal warning.
Mhm.
Then you should be doing a written reprimand. And with 2 written reprimands, technically at that point, if they're still on that same subject, not correcting the problem, termination could be involved at that point.
So who determines whether they get a warning or not?
Management, which is the selectmen right now.
So how much warrants a warning? Or what would warrant a warning?
In the past, it's been, depends on the board. I mean, to me, I got management experience, so I mean, to me, it depends how bad it is, or what it is, or how, you know, what the attitude is behind it, and it depends on a few factors, I guess, you know, so. I mean, that's general.
He wants to know what you're getting at.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to answer a specific question when I don't have it in front of me, so.
Well, it's how do you treat one employee different than another employee? Do you treat them all the same? Do they all go through the same procedure?
Should be.
Or does one differ than the other, or?
No, they should be.
So if there's say there's somebody screws up on a money issue.
Yeah.
Who's that go through? Does that go through Jeanette? Does that go through the selectmen? Who knows about it?
It could go through the treasurer, you know.
And she decides to tell you?
If she finds the error, obviously, then she would tell us, yeah.
Okay, did you know about my error?
On which one?
My taxes?
I heard about it.
So how about these two?
I don't know. I don't know for
I
sure.
hadn't heard about it, but what's going on?
Overcharged or something?
Yeah.
No. But you got refunded.
Yeah, but actually I paid somebody else's taxes. Good thing
Okay.
I figured it out. Because apparently one of your employees was reprimanded for a couple dollars, and this here was over $500. So I'm wondering, was she reprimanded because she screwed up?
No, but it was verbally taken care of. She's a new employee as well.
Doesn't matter then. It's
Well,
her
it does
job.
matter. Huh?
It's her job,
Well, I understand that.
right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't publicly said like the other one was.
Well, the other one has gone through the attorney and was done exactly as the attorney said. So, I mean, as far as that's concerned, I'm not going to talk about that specific incident, period. But
So, like my situation, this is what happened. I got 2 pieces of two pieces of land in town. The tax bill was like $700. So I come in, I ended up paying $1,200 and something. Okay? So my secretary was doing my books and said, she talked to me about it, and I said, that ain't right. Here are the 2 papers. Added it up, it was $500 and something difference. Okay? So I come in that Monday or Tuesday, and the deputy clerk couldn't figure it out because there was no way of adding up what I had paid to the 2 bills that I had.
yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
So then the town clerk come out, she couldn't figure it out. Finally she did figure it out, that I ended up paying on one piece of my property, and I ended up paying somebody else's property, but the bill was $500 more than what it should have been. Okay? So
That's
then-
all I heard was that from the treasurer that
Right, so then
there
Jeanette
had been an issue there.
told me I had to wait 2 weeks to get my check, which is fine, okay? Even though I had paid my taxes, I don't see why I should have waited 2 weeks for my check.
No.
But anyways, I'm wondering, am I the only one that happens to in this town? If I hadn't looked at that bill, I would have paid somebody else's taxes, my other piece of property wouldn't have been paid, and I would have been out $500, right?
Right.
Can I ask a question?
at the end of the day, nobody
Nobody
looked
figured
at
it
the
out.
register and figured out that there
That's what
was
I'm asking. Who
$500 more
checks
dollars.
whose work here?
I'd have to look into it because I don't know how long did it take you before you found it? Was it a day
over
or
the
two?
weekend.
or-
Yeah, it was like, well, Monday.
I was going to say if it was over a
Monday and
weekend.
Tuesday, they still hadn't cashed the check, so they were going to the bank that day to cash it.
Okay,
So my thing is,
should have been reconciled before then though.
how often does
Right.
this happen?
Good question.
I don't care if she's new or not, Ben. That's her
I
job.
I don't either. You know what? And honestly,
$500 if I hadn't found that.
honestly, with every board that I've been involved with, which is probably far more than the average person sitting in here for 3 years, it's very difficult to manage. I've managed a lot of people, and this is the first time I've managed as a board, and it's near impossible to manage personnel, honestly, as a board. That's why I'm all for having a town administrator in here.
Well, where's the
But
checks and balances?
I
That's what I'm
understand
asking
that.
you.
That's what I
Where's
gotta
the
look
checks and
into.
balances to check
You
their
need 'em.
work out there?
It should be. I'd have to check with Jeanette why that didn't get caught.
Why wasn't it brought up
wasn't
to you guys' attention?
Why wasn't it reconciled when you did your
Exactly.
report?
She was ready to cash the check and it was already stamped to go into the bank.
I'll have to look into it. I don't know.
What do you want, Paul?
Why did the thing balance in here?
That's what we're asking.
I'm not the treasurer. I couldn't tell
No,
you.
no, I'm just,
That's why I'm asking. Who else does it happen to? The first thing I paid somebody else's taxes, and it was $500 more than what my whole tax bill was
Right.
for 2 pieces of property.
It shouldn't happen. Shouldn't happen.
And that was kind of slap in the face when she told me to wait 2 weeks, which I really didn't care
No, I agree.
because she had the money. She hadn't even cashed the check yet.
Yeah, I agree. I agree because that should have been brought up to us. I just knew that you had been in there. There was an issue. That's all I
So
knew.
I was just asking, one's reprimanded and one isn't. And was it brought to your attention that somebody screwed up for $500? Royce didn't know about it, apparently.
I didn't know all the
Paul, do you know
I
about
haven't
it?
heard anything about it.
when did that happen?
A couple weeks ago?
months ago, I think, wasn't it?
No, it just happened.
The days are long, so I don't know.
Why
Yeah,
did
we
it
can
happen
only look
again
into
a
it,
couple
that's all I
months
can do.
ago?
Every
I'm
day
just saying,
feels
if
like
it's
a
one
week.
warning, then, right?
Yeah.
One warning on a record, she only needs one more, right?
Right.
Like I say, who else does it happen to? That you guys don't know about?
I have to look into it. That's all I can say.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, because it shouldn't happen, and you shouldn't have to wait 2 weeks, as far as I'm concerned. But that's just my opinion on a board. You know, again, I mean, the board would have to vote whether we were going to do a special warrant. But I mean, if there's a mistake in the office, it should have been corrected right away. You shouldn't be out the money. That's how I feel. But I'd have to look into
And the
more
whole board,
details.
and the whole board should be knowing about this stuff too, not just one.
I'm just bringing it to your attention.
Yeah.
After the last meeting that went on.
Yeah.
I just want to know what the difference was.
Yeah.
With $2 or $500, whether it's the first time or third time. You want the next thing?
Yep.
Okay. Why, like every year I come in and I complain about this, okay? The other day, we have a 1-ton sitting on Fall Road with a laborer holding the sign while they put the guardrail in. Okay, so what are we paying that 1-ton? 55, 60 bucks an hour?
Yeah, 52, I think. Yeah.
First thing is, where's the workman's comp on the kid holding the sign? Because I know what story I'm gonna get from Jeanette. He's a laborer for the town, he's driving somebody else's truck getting paid under the table. Right?
I'd have to look again. Who is it? You know, I'd have to go look, see
It
what
was
they
Jordan.
put in. Did he put in a time slip for the town? You know,
I don't
we
care
gotta
if he-
stop this bull crap of.
I don't care if he put a
crossing
time
over.
slip or not, then Scotty
Well-
Garrett should have workman's comp on because he's driving his truck.
Yeah, you shouldn't be driving. That's what I mean. You shouldn't be driving a truck if you're an employee of the town. I agree.
Because when I submitted the bill for Forest Grove mowing that, I had to go through hoops and circles to get her my workman's comp, which isn't even through the town, it's through Forest Grove Cemetery Association to get paid. But now where the town pays my half, I had to call paychecks and all that to get the workman's comp on my guys. Yeah, every time I mention the guys with the 1-tons, she's trying to tell me they're exempt. Well, they're not exempt. I don't care what she's she needs to learn the laws on workman's comp because she don't know what the laws are. That's Scotty Garris's truck, he needs workman's comp on the guy that's driving that truck, standing out there holding the sign. Now my next thing is, Tommy Torno is the road commissioner, why isn't he out there holding the sign? He's already getting paid a salary.
Forget that, he's supposed to be supervising your independent contractors, he's also supposed to be reporting to this board when we ask him to come in, that doesn't happen either. So, there's about 5 times he's missed an appointment in here. But the board needs to address that.
Well, apparently the board don't want to if they don't make him.
So, but he shouldn't be holding the sign. He should be making sure that those independent contractors are running their trucks and not putting in, town employees in the seat, and, or driving it. That's how that works.
How's Tommy get paid? Does he get paid a salary?
Salary.
Okay. So when he's home working on his hay equipment, or if he's out haying a field, he's still on the clock getting paid?
He's salaried, because of the wintertime hours. So I agree. I understand.
So yeah,
what you're
we're
saying.
hiring a one ton at $60 an hour.
I would require him to be in a certain number of hours per week, personally.
He's not required
wanna
to
know-
be in a certain number of hours?
As far as I was concerned, but I know there's a lot more going on. There is a lot of haying and other things going on. Which
So
there
don't-
should be also a balance for the hours put in during the winter hours, but you really don't want my full opinion on that whole job, because it really is not the hardest job in the world to do.
Right.
Well, why isn't he
Sorry.
reprimanded?
Well, we
Takes
need,
three.
that's we need, I think, ask Royce and
With the board.
and
He
Paul.
has time to do these other extracurricular activities. He doesn't have time
No.
to look for the $9,000 that we keep questioning him about.
No, I understand.
So what's your true opinion of it? Or you don't have no comment?
I wanna know who was driving what, start with.
Alright, I just told you. It was Jordan, Ronnie's grandson driving Scotty Garris's truck.
He was driving the truck,
Yeah, standing out there when they were
and he
doing
was out there holding the
the,
sign.
exactly, when they were doing the guardrail.
Was he holding the sign or driving the truck? Or the
The truck was parked there.
Who was doing what? Was he holding the sign or was he driving the truck?
Listen, Royce, I'll explain to you. Scotty Garris's truck is parked in front of the guardrail truck.
Making
Okay.
$52 an hour.
Jordan is standing there with the sign.
Okay,
There's nobody driving the truck, it's parked there making $55, $60 an hour.
I don't know.
Where's Scotty?
There was nobody there, the only one there was Jordan. So what I'm saying, Ben, why are we paying him $60 an hour just to hold that sign? When Tommy's on salary, he could be holding that sign for an
I
hour
agree.
or two.
When he was road supervisor, he was coming in, he was doing what we asked him to do. And he was reporting. Right now I see a lot of dirt being dumped in residents' driveways because it's coming out of the ditches, which shouldn't be happening as far as I'm concerned. Because it just looks like you're doing a favor for somebody somewhere. I saw that today with my
Well,
own
actually,
eyes.
if he does that, and there's damage to somebody's yard,
100%.
then the town's liable.
Understood.
Well,
Yep.
then
There's
how
all
do you-
kinds of problems
How
with
do you
that.
bring him under control?
It's going to take the board to do it. And
Then
right
why
now,
doesn't
we
this
all know
board
there's
do
2 that
something?
won't right now. So
Are you telling me that this board isn't willing to address
I
that?
don't think they are.
Mr. Heath, are you willing to address that?
I wanna know more about what's going on, if you
Well,
don't
so would
mind.
I.
Well, you
Don't-
can't
I'm
find out without
entitled to
having him in.
Do a little checking myself and
Right.
see what's going on.
Well, you
Yeah.
can't find out without calling him in here and making sure he
He's got to
comes.
start coming in here.
I'm
Can't
not
keep
saying
blowing
that
us
you're
off.
wrong.
He's an appointed personnel. He's not elected. He needs to be in here. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's no different. I was thinking that myself today.
Mr. Netter, what do you think about it?
You know, it's time for
There's enough
all
baloney.
this foolishness to
Yep.
cease.
Yep.
You're also in charge of an elected office.
Doesn't matter. It's,
Where
an
are
appointed,
we?
it's an appointed position right
He
now.
wasn't elected, he was appointed.
So then, just let him keep doing what he's doing? If you had the selectmen with a little backbone, the only thing to do is close the purse strings. Tommy be in here the next meeting, guaranteed.
Absolutely.
Because the selectmen are responsible for the money for the roads.
Absolutely.
How many purchase orders did you sign for him today?
I haven't looked at them yet. I don't know how many there.
Mr. Netter, how many purchase orders for Tommy?
I don't remember,
Were there some?
I don't
Well,
know.
maybe you could look and tell us.
Yeah.
I think that if we're gonna discuss,
None today.
the department head has a right to be here.
Well, he
Is he
doesn't
elected
come.
or is he appointed?
Doesn't matter, either way.
Oh yeah, elected. You don't have to be here.
All
So
right.
which one is he?
Well, how are you gonna get
Appointed,
him
he's
here?
an
Well,
employee.
I say he's appointed, I say he's in an elected office, but you say he's appointed. So
We never voted for him, Roy, so he's appointed. Did you vote for him? As a
He
resident?
did, yeah.
As a resident?
I didn't cause his father to die either.
As a
did I?
resident?
We didn't cause his
He
father
filled
to
the
die
position.
either. Wow, that
Okay,
was a
So
statement.
you didn't answer my question. Did you
Did
vote
you
for
cause
him
his
as a
father to
resident?
die?
This sounds like a party, and it sounds like a hanging party, and I don't do it.
Last week,
My,
which
my last
which
comment will
party?
be, my last comment will be no comment from this point on.
What else is in the Royce?
Mr. Neto, do you have any comment
On what?
on getting Tommy in here to answer to these kind of allegations that things are kind of going unchecked and he's off haying a field
Well,
somewhere?
he should come in, that's it.
Yeah, you should.
So would
Should be
you-
allowed to be here to face an accuser too?
Well,
If we're
hun,
gonna do
yeah,
that.
he's on the schedule every single week, twice a week, and he's yet to make an appearance. So,
I mean, I was gonna address that with you guys anyway, because he blew us off yet again. This is the 5th time since July 1st. Okay, because I have been counting. All right, so the answer is that you got hay down and I gotta go take care of it. Go look at the weather. It's gonna be sunny till next Monday. It's not cutting it for me, sorry.
The problem is his job, he's on salary, so his job comes before his hay.
okay.
It should be a priority. Apparently it isn't a priority. And you can call it a witch hunt, a party, whatever you wanna do, it's taxpayer money that's being wasted.
Well, apparently because we caused his father to die.
Well, it has nothing to do with the death of his father.
No, it doesn't. That was like
He's
a
an
just
employee
off
and
the
he
wall
should be
comment.
great. He should be answerable to the board and to the citizens of this community. That's foolishness, absolute foolishness.
When's it end?
I don't know.
They can't look at Ben and keep asking him because Ben would have had it done already. We have one no comment and one that knows better but won't comment because of whatever pressure he's under. You can hear in his voice he knows better, but he won't comment because he's taken his direction from the other one.
The thing is, you guys think nobody hears it, but deaf and, you can play deaf and dumb all you want, everything's on videotape, so everybody sees what you two are doing. Maybe someday you'll realize that.
So 2 weeks ago you came in about the first issue
What's that, then? Mindy?
with the tax money thing, the $500 tax money.
It was somewhere around there. Whenever the last thing was due.
Oh, okay.
I can get you the exact date if you want.
No, I can. I'd be surprised if Jeanette doesn't remember, so I want to look into it a little deeper here.
I'm sure the date's right on the check, right?
Yeah, if you can, that's fine too. We'll get that right time period.
I'll email it, well, I'll get it emailed to you. Or whatever. The last thing I have is the park and ride.
Okay.
I see it still hasn't been mowed.
Okay.
We got 3 selectmen taking tax money to pay that somebody mow the town, and the park and ride ain't even been touched yet.
And it's because Tommy's haying.
What do you think, Paul?
You want the truth?
Yeah, I want the truth.
I've been trying to find a contract. Nobody seems to know where it is.
Really? Why don't you just go online, because I'm sure Deborah Dory's got the contract. You could just print
I
it
got a
out
copy
for
of
her.
it.
I have a copy of
You
it
didn't
for
ask
sure.
me?
What else you need? What else you need, Paul?
I wanted to see the contract.
Ask Ben.
I want to see the contract to see what he had to do.
Park and ride's one of them.
It's sitting right in that drawer behind you as far as
Park and ride's one of them.
Is it, what's it under, mowing contract or something?
Mm-hmm.
I know, I mowed I mowed for the town for years. The park and ride, you mow the whole thing all the way to 202. I used to do it, Paul.
No, I'm not saying, I'm saying I came up here and I asked this one, that one.
Did you ask Ben?
No, I didn't
No, he's
ask
getting it for
Ben
you right now.
because
Should be right there.
I didn't see Ben.
Ronnie probably has it up there.
Someone said to me, I don't remember which one of the women that worked here, it's in there. And Sue looked, and Jeanette looked, and they were supposed to ask me, and that's where I am right
Would be
now.
listed under park and ride, huh?
No, it should be on the.
No, it'd be in the town mowing contract. Town mowing bid. So where did this company from Brownfield come from? Do you know anybody up there? Huh? Do you know anybody up in Brownfield where this company comes from? How did they even know about this contract?
How do I know?
No, how did they know this company
They
from
bid it.
Brownfield? Yeah, but where
They
did
went
they?
out to bid.
That's
it
all
was
I know.
put in the newspapers.
Oh, they got it from the newspaper?
Sure.
I wonder what the people's name is that run that place.
Run off the business.
Well,
Yeah. I mean, I know the name of the business, but I'm just wondering.
What's the name of the business, Ken?
Oh, well, I don't know. No, I mean, I got it on paper, but I mean,
J&S
it
Mason.
doesn't tell us who the people are.
J&S Masonry.
So who are the people that own that?
Privately owned business.
Yeah.
I don't know what the name is.
Tracy Antolin.
Yeah.
It's a woman.
Do you guys keep track of when they actually come into town, like how much time they spend here, or you just kind of hold your breath and hope that they're coming?
That's been designated to your road commissioner. Whether you like it or whether you don't, that's where it's supposed to be. It's our authority to delegate that work. Because this is a part-time position.
Right, I know. No, I'm just
But I'm just
asking
saying,
because I want to know
your road
who's in
commissioner
charge.
position is not.
What did you say?
So it doesn't fall
What did I
back
say
on
about
here
what?
unless your road commissioner's
Did
not
you
doing
say
it now.
something about the
Needs to
road
be brought in.
commissioner and the mowing last week? Did you say you did
2
one?
weeks ago, I said.
What did you say?
What do you want me to say, Paul?
He came right in here and talked to you about it, Paul.
What do you want me to say?
You said,
And it shouldn't be up to Tommy, it should be up to the selectmen because the town's
that's
paying
right, that's
for
what
it.
you said.
It's not Tommy's crew
Okay,
doing it.
huh?
It's not Tommy's company doing it. The selectmen hired him.
It don't matter. We hire a lot of people to, which the road commissioner oversees, the fire chief oversees.
But he ain't doing his job then.
Well, I understand that. That's a separate issue.
Right.
Yeah.
So why delegate it to him if he don't wanna do it?
So people can fall on their face if they're not going to do their job. I can't take on everything, really, and you can't take on everything. The board can't take on everything.
But you can
delegate,
hold- you
but it
can
should be
hold
brought
the
up.
joint accountable.
Understood. As a board, yes.
Right, you can do that.
I mean, to tell you the truth, I
Understood.
think it's
I
a little
agree.
bit more
It's a written
important than.
contract. If they don't do what's in the written contract, they're done.
Yep.
I agree. I would
It's right
send
there
him.
for you, Paul.
And that's not a witch hunt, that's just physical responsibility.
No, that's a party, that's not a witch hunt.
Party.
I'm playing it with you.
Those are all I think those are all the bids. This is the one that won.
Does that
I
define,
thought she came in and signed a contract, though.
Yeah.
I remember that. I wonder if Jeanette's got it. I don't know.
does that define each and every portion of property that's to be
The
sold?
bid did.
It did, I
Yeah.
looked it.
We also didn't meet last week at all, so just
Yeah.
What is it scheduled for next week? Since Labor Day is on Monday,
yeah, only Thursday.
Thursday.
Possibly maybe executive session, personnel things being, it would be posted as a meeting, but it would be executive session.
For Thursday,
It
So we
could
may
be a
not
different
have any
day. It
meetings
could
next
be.
week.
okay.
You'll have them on Thursday, not Monday.
Okay. What happened
But
with
other
the
than that, there might be-
executive
there could
session
be
for
a Tuesday.
tonight?
They're Tuesday.
Okay.
They canceled it.
What does it say, Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Mowing of cemeteries, I also include bid mowing municipal building every 2 weeks throughout the mowing season. I have read and understand the state standard for mowing ancient burial ground. It is also understood that when mowing these properties, private properties, will have to be crossed in order to get to them. J&S Masonry will certainly be respectful to property owners and come and go as directly possible. It's also saying that because cemeteries are surrounded by private property, all buildings must be trucked out. Says 2 weeks.
So a couple weeks ago, Sandy asked you guys about them
actually-
because they're
actually,
not
the
doing the
actual
weed
bid
whacking.
It says a
You know.
certain height of the grass. Does it not
It's
then?
2 inches, 2.5 inches, right?
The
2 inches.
law for veteran cemeteries, yes.
Right. So it isn't every 2 weeks.
Right, it's whenever the grass gets to it.
Yeah, like 6 inches.
I honestly might be wrong, but I'll stick my foot in my mouth. I don't believe that they were being addressed that defined till just a couple of years ago. You know, so it's been gradually getting better, I think. Unless you were mowing them and I don't know, but
I never did the town cemeteries. I did the town properties.
they were just
There was like
four
19.
people mowing, you know, a couple cemeteries here and there. So the list has gradually it's being taken care of a little bit better and
Yeah, but
better
it's
each
not
year.
being taken care of, Ben. No,
It's getting taken care of better each year is what I'm saying to you.
yeah, I
and-
don't think this year it is, though. You got a lot of people that are out there doing it on their own because...
But I
they-
mean, as far as addressing
you know.
what needs to be done.
I mean, I haven't been complaining about it because we've been talking about creating a whole, you know, a cemetery overseeing or a cemetery care or whatever you're going to be calling it. I don't know, but
Yeah.
we've been kind of working on it, so I haven't. But really, the people are out there doing it themselves because
I see some
company's
on
not.
assessing that, you know, well, the grass is long, but we got that list of 28. That's not a small list. That
No, but they
weren't-
bid on it and
weren't
they won the
that.
bid.
So if I don't, you know, myself, I don't know where all these cemeteries are. I didn't go up with Larry.
But you
Paul
didn't
filled
bid
the
it.
bid. I understand that.
They bid it and they got paid for it.
Which
is
ones
what
are
we're
they?
saying.
Walk me to them.
I didn't bid it either.
Well, I
Do
didn't.
you want me to
I
take
didn't
you?
either. So I don't. What was just said was I don't know where they all
If
are.
you want me to
myself.
go tomorrow, I'll take you and we'll go
Well,
find every single one of them and
Yeah.
I'll show you they're
What I'm
not being
saying
done.
is, as I'm driving around, when I look and I see one that's got tall grass on it, you know, without having a list of some sort, I don't know whether that's one that should be being mowed or not. So,
I know two, and people, the one on
Where's
Depot
that
Road by
list?
Beckwith and the one up by
Paul.
the church.
The list
That
that goes
they
to the
had
bid.
been-
has it? Okay.
They just mowed it apparently. But the park and ride's in there, right?
Yeah, I knew that was. Yeah.
It's a whole good park and ride. That ain't been touched all year. I don't care what you guys say.
Yeah.
So why are we paying them? Just to do what they wanna do?
Well, I think they need to be called. You know, that's pretty
Who's gonna
simple.
call
Well, I guess it's probably going to fall on my shoulders.
them? Probably because the other two are busy.
No, they just
obviously
don't have a
someone's
comment.
paying Too, so. You know, I'll fit that in about midnight tonight. No, I mean serious.
I'm just saying, here it is September, and they ain't touched it all year.
No, I understand.
So
Yeah,
they
but
paid-
no, we're not blaming you, Ben.
No,
we
I
know,
understand.
like, you
I
know,
don't
got
care.
paid for
I'll
the
take it
product.
anyway. I don't.
it's just that
doesn't matter.
there's 3 people and you gotta.
I'll take it anyway.
I
Whatever,
come.
you know,
They don't want
it
to
is.
hear
We
from
should-
me.
Somebody should be overseeing it, and it's not being done. So, you know, and
That don't
does
bother
she
you,
know?
that don't bother you as a taxpayer, Ben?
Absolutely, you know, but does she know? That's my question. You know,
She
she
did
should
it.
know. I
She knew what she
understand
was
that. I understand that, but nobody went and held her hand either as far as where the cemeteries were.
You shouldn't have.
But wait a minute. We
But-
had a guy. We had 2 people
Wait a minute,
from
nothing.
right
I'm
here
done
in
listening,
town.
really, honestly, at this point, because I'm starting to get a little perturbed myself
Ugh.
now, okay? But the serious fact is, to make it fair for somebody, before I go jumping on them, I'm going to talk to them.
Right.
Simple as that, and that's where I'm going to leave it. You know, and they have the right to have a phone call made to them. You know, for their businesses bashed all over Facebook land.
That's why I didn't say their name
Well,
at all. So don't put that on
irregardless,
me.
public
I didn't
knowledge
say
where-
their name.
who has it. So,
Well, it should have been addressed the beginning of the season, not September.
no,
You got 2 months left.
correct. But better now than never.
That was
You
mean.
were-
I didn't even
So,
say
'cause they
their
got
name.
paid all summer for doing nothing on that one.
Well, we learn from our experiences, right?
Right. Not really in Lebanon.
Well, there's always hope.
I didn't even say the name.
I don't know, I wrote it down, but, I'm not too telling you.
Breathe.